Good evening, traders. Today is Friday, February 24th, and I must say, the last 3 trading days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday today, I have completely misdiagnosed what has been happening, and that is because I did not realize that we have arrived at the hive. That channel line is the primary and first line in what on this channel you guys know as the matrix. That is the first line of which from which every other channel line is drawn from. This is the line that goes directly back to the October 13th wick low. That would be SPY 348.11. The wick low, not the candle body low, the wick low. This is what you are looking at right now. I'm going to show you the Wednesday, Thursday, and today's pattern that I cannot believe I missed it. We have come back to the hive where it all started. Let me first get into, this is January. This is the hive. We are now where we are now at today, but this is actually December 23rd, right? All the way through January 6th, okay? Look at that. What has happened every time it has touched the hive? Look at the reaction that you get every time it touches the hive. And what happens when you went under it? Explosion. Okay? I just wanted to show you that just for reference. Because I'm going to fast forward. I can't believe it. This is today, yesterday, Thursday, Wednesday. And we are going to go into details about that. But I just wanted to show you where we have been this week. And that had I realized what we were getting into, I would have completely called it differently. Completely called Wednesday differently, Thursday differently, Friday differently. Because you guys who listen to my channel every morning, I always warn you guys every single time. If you are on the AM episodes, if you are coming up, you're starting off under a major channel, that's when I always say every time, you guys, it's gonna rip the other way. You're under a major channel. It's going to rip and you're gonna be trapped, right? You've heard me say that before many times. Well, of course, if I had realized we're at the hive of all the channel lines, this one is the most important. And what we have done was we have now done a complete retracement since January 6th all the way back to the hive this week. That's what the market makers have planned all along. All along. Okay? Now, let's get into, this is Wednesday. Okay. This is the channel. This was the hive on Wednesday. I didn't realize that was the hive. I did not realize it. Otherwise, I would have called it out. This was when NVIDIA released earnings. Remember this? I remember this. Remember I said at the episode, oh, look, it just came right on up and it consolidated under and then it ripped up. Okay? But let's look at what happens when you went under the hive. Look at the response that happened after that. See that? Okay? That's very similar to a type of response that I showed you in from December 23rd until January 6th. It just rips the other way. Okay? But this is also, taking with consistent with you want to go under a major channel, especially the hive. Oh, it's gonna rip the other way. It's just gonna do it. Okay. Now at the end of the day, he came under, got scary, came under, but then ultimately it ripped. It ripped the other way. This was Wednesday, guys. So Wednesday we went under the hive twice. Okay, twice. Now let's go to Thursday. This is Thursday. The hive. Okay, you remember this? This is when the Fed speaker. Remember that Fed speaker going down, 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 hold, oh, down, 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 down. Man, if I'd realized that was the hive on Thursday, I was calling it. Okay, this was the day that I realized, like, why didn't it even try to back test? You don't just go down, 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 down. Especially if I'd have known that was a hive, I'd be like, what the, you know, basically when especially at the hive, when it goes under, I almost blindly go long, almost blindly go long. Okay, and so when you look this is what makes it even more strange now that you know that's the hive. Well, you went down here, didn't even try to backtest it. You just went straight down. But then all of a sudden you rip through it, take back the hive as if it wasn't even there. You see what I mean? But once again, look at the response that happens when you go under the hive. Just rips the other way. Okay? It just that's just what happens. Okay? So, okay, last night, remember this? Where I was talking about the expanding megaphone, the broadening wedge. Okay, this red line is the hive that goes right split down the middle of the broadening megaphone. Okay, now hindsight being 2020, now that I realize that was the hive and being in this type of formation, we all know market makers playbook now is I'm gonna take it under the channel, guys. I'm not gonna bounce right on top of the I never do that as a market maker. Market maker never really bounces on top of it and bounces off of it. They love to take it. Now that we know that's the hive, see below. Well, that this would have been Wednesday. This is Thursday night because that was before today. See that? Below and then rip up. Right? Below and then rip up. Okay? And so now that I realize that's the hive, it would have been the same play. Today, Friday, below and then go back up. And that's exactly what happened today. Oops. Yeah, today. Okay? I think that was on the previous slide, was it not? Yeah. No, that was yesterday. We'll get to today's slide. That's okay. Okay. So all the pieces are fitting together now, and you're going to see all my tweets that I sent out today. Every single one of those tweets were before I realized we were at the hive. Okay, so I want to put that in context. Put it in context. That you saw like on the very first slide or the second slide, we have come full retracement back to the hive ever since we left the hive on January 6th. We have come full circle. We are now back at the hive again. Okay? It is therefore no coincidence that this is the 4-hour SPY futures chart. 4-hour has now completed that higher low notch. This whole down move right here, starting from uh, beginning of February until today, because that higher low notch has stopped. It exists now. This whole down move stops. It is no coincidence, guys, that we are at the hive now. This whole down move is going to stop. No more. It, that is just time and time again. When you get a higher low notch, and the reason why I know that notch is complete is because the MACD crossed below the signal line. It locks it in. Cross below the signal line. Now you just need to flatten out so that you will start going back up. This notch is complete. The fall is complete. Now, the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour at futures tonight. As you can see, higher low. Look at this. This is a lower low than that. This is February 10th. February 10th. That's 2 weeks ago, guys. 2 weeks ago. 14 days ago. This is lower than that. This is lower than that. This is higher than that. The fall stops. It stops. That's just the way the MACD works. And now this is futures. It is right there. It's about to have a positive cross. But you're going to actually see, why don't I just show you that right now. SPY. Here's SPY 4 hours. Very similar configuration. So here's the SPY 4 hours compared to futures 4 hours. Okay? Pretty much the same deal. Actually, but this one, as you can clearly see, that's a higher low notch. That stopped. And this notch is higher than its starting point. The fall has stopped, guys. It stopped. SPY 1 hour compared to futures 1 hour. SPY 1 hour already has a positive cross on the 1 hour. Futures a little bit behind, but SPY already has a positive cross from the signal line on the 1 hour. It's already going back up. And as you see here, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. But now that's higher low and going back up. That's it. Okay? And plus I want to share with you a tweet from a fellow tweeter. Look at the history of the 1 hour MACD. He's talking about right here on the right side. Since May of last year, there has been 1 to 2 times the MACD got close to the zero line and fell back, just to surge higher 2 to 3 days later. What he's talking about is right here. Close to the zero line, fell back, only to surge 2 to 3 days later. That's right. He's right. Only to fall back, make a higher low, only to surge. Okay? He's got it. And that's what I've been saying all along. Okay, so. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is a tweet that I sent out. Once again, since, beginning of February 10th. Yeah. Negative 1712, negative 1758. That is lower than that. That is lower than that. That is higher than that. Higher low. Higher low stops all of this. It stops it. It's going to stop, guys. It is going to stop. Okay. Remember last night when I said that the candle body must close at or above 401.19. That's the weekly EMA 50. Okay, and I showed you an example of intraday that it's got to pass that back test. That is still true. I hold to that tenet 100% because that is a staple in my criteria when I day trade. It's a staple. I will not make an exception to that rule. But I will also submit there are multiple truths. It doesn't mean the other one is false. It just means both can be true. Okay? Here is the other truth. At 1:38 p.m. today, I sent out this tweet right here. This is the weekly chart, by the way. Weekly chart. I said, you know, look for this possibility. Even though it failed the EMA 50 line right here, see that right here? Clearly, obviously, it failed it. It failed that back test. It could still consolidate, 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 and then go up. Okay? Now, why did I say that? It's because when I looked at the weekly, I said, here's the weekly EMA right here. Here's the weekly EMA. Here is the weekly SMA 20. I saw that sandwich. I said, I'm seeing you already wick up. Don't even touch the SMA 20. Didn't even touch it. Didn't touch it. This whole week, no matter how far you fell this whole week, you didn't touch that. That's actually a good sign. Okay, so you didn't touch it and you're wicking up. That's what made me send out this tweet. That you could still do this, 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 this. Okay? Now, before, and I even said this right here, I consider this week a failed weekly EMA 50 backtest because the body of the candle clearly straddles this line. So I said that on Twitter because it's true. It failed that backtest. But there are other ways the market can still take back the EMA 50. And that's by consolidation. And I'm sure you're thinking, like for example, this is in December. Consolidate, consolidate, under the line, boom. Even though it failed this back test. Okay? Yeah. Now, I'm going to give you another example before you say, yeah, but that's still kind of theoretical. In theory, that could happen. But could it really happen? Yes, it can, because this chart that came in the final 30 minutes of trading day after I sent out this tweet right here, this is the same tweet. In the final 30 minutes, guess what happened? Failed back test on the EMA 50. Consolidate, 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 rip. That was exactly what I had in mind when I sent out this tweet a good, we'll just call it 2 hours. 2 hours before this pattern finally developed. I want to just show this to you guys is because that's a failed back test. This is a failed back test, as I said in that tweet also. But you can still consolidate, consolidate, and rip it back and take it back. So there are two truths. One is the traditional backtest, and the other one is consolidate. Red, red, red. Red, red, red. Doesn't this just look and feel like it's like, oh, we're going down? See? But yet, oh, it stops, 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 and it goes back up. We're going down. Didn't even touch the SMA 20. Stop, 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 go back up. Just like what happened in January. Oh, you're going down. Big wick down, big wick down. Consolidate, 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 back up. Look at the weekly MACD, still over the 0 line and flattening out. But doesn't that look like a natural wave? Up, flat, up, flat. While you're flattening, you consolidate, 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 and then resume up. So you see now, it's not entirely impossible. You're out of the game. And what I'm also going to keep presenting to you in these tweets that you're going to see. Like, oh yeah, maybe not. Basically, where I'm going with this is I do think the fall has stopped. The 4-hour MACD, the 1-hour MACD has completed those notches. It stops it every time. I've done previous videos on that as well. I think the next step is consolidation. Okay? It's consolidation because we are under the hive right now. Okay. Oh, actually, I already put this tweet up there. So this is just a little bit. So you just for reference, yeah, reference. I talked about consolidate under support at SMA 20. That's right. That's right there. So yeah. Okay. Oh, this is the pretty much same. Oh, yeah, this is the same tweet as what you're seeing right all right here. This is just blown up, obviously, in greater detail for clarity. Okay. Look for consolidation like in January. Okay. All right, all right, all right. See that? August 16th. Here's the blue line. Yes, sir. Did you know we bounced off that today? Jill, right there. There you have it. We bounced off it. We've been, in my opinion, you cannot call this what happened in January and February a counter trend because a counter trend assumes you have another trend line up here that is actually going down. But guess what, guys? There are no other trend lines to connect up here. So you can therefore not be running counter to a line that's not there. This is not a counter trend rally. This is its own trend, right? By definition, if you say this is a counter trend, it's running counter to what line that's absent. See what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get those definitions out of the way. Okay. I sent this tweet at 2:45 p.m. This is before I had realized we're okay, all of these tweets are before I realized we're in the hive. We're under the hive. Okay? So you can see how I'm actually starting to like I'm second guessing what I'm seeing. I'm like, this is not typical. Right? This is not, I'm saying today is not impulsive. Blue arrows. Look. Up, down, up, up, down. Yesterday was impulsive. Up, up, up. Stayed up, down. That's what I mean. Okay? So you can already tell I'm starting to question what I see. Like, this looks different. This is different. And that's what I mean when I say the pieces all fit now. Now that I realize we're under the hive, the pieces like this example, it fits in the larger picture of yeah, you're under the hive. The fall has stopped. It's over. This is today's movement. This is a 1-hour chart, by the way. See what I mean? It's not impulsive. It's typical. It's up, down, up, up, down. Higher lows. That's not impulsive. That is, and you can see another slide where I go after example after example after example. I think that's the next slide. Yes, it's the next slide. So So that's what I mean. That's why I'm starting to call out some things before I realized that we were under the hive. I'm already starting to call this out. I'm like, this doesn't look impulsive to me. Okay. Yes. All right. Check this out. Impulsive bounce, impulsive bounce, impulsive bounce, impulsive bounce. How do I know it's impulsive? Green, 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 green for the rest of the afternoon. Okay. Impulsive. Green, green, green. Dump. And then just keeps going up again. Okay. It's impulsive. How do I know this is impulsive? Green, green, green. It's like, come on, man. Okay. That's impulsiveness. That's just that's destined to fail. Now, impulsive. Yeah, impulsive means consecutive green candles. No red. No back test. No back test on the hourly uh, chart. Today is not impulsive. See, this is 12:53 p.m. It has red candle back test. Um, what I'm referring to is right here, the red candle back test leg. See that? Green, red, red. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can buy that. So I'm gonna hold off on talking about the wicks for now. I think that's the next. That's the next slide. That's the next slide. Let me get to that. Okay. So I hope that's clear about impulsive bounces. Impulsive bounces. Basically, this is the impulsive bounce. Unfortunately, this is the back. This is the back test leg, right? Bounce, back test. Bounce, back test. See what I mean? Okay. Okay. 65-minute chart. Wicks. Okay. This is critical. The wicks absolutely matter more than the candle body. I, I now fully get it. If you look at the uptrend side, higher low wicks. The wicks are higher, though the wicks are not getting lower. Higher and higher. You can also look between intraday, and it's also important to compare intraday wicks with extended hours wicks. So when you look on the uptrend side, the wicks keep getting higher, right? Here's intraday, here's extended hours, okay? Now, let's look at the downside, the downtrend side. If later in the day is lower than the beginning of the day, you're going lower the next day. That's just flat out how to interpret it, okay? Like in this example, end of the day, beginning of the day, lower. Whereas, whereas this is higher, 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 okay? So you need to compare intraday with intraday, or you need to compare, you can compare intraday low right here with extended hours low. You're going lower. You're making lower lows. You're making lower wick lows. Okay, that's how to interpret that. So you can compare intraday to intraday. In this example, that is lower than that. And that's later in the afternoon, guys. You can bet we're going lower. Okay? And when you look at this trend, lower, 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 lower. Are we going to get higher? Actually, yes. You guys know what happened today. All day was an uptrend. Okay? So here's what to look for next week. Look for this next week. Sorry, even Sunday. Sunday night. Sunday night. And coming into Monday morning before opening bell. Do we get a lower wick on Sunday night or Monday morning before opening bell? Do we get a lower wick than Friday's wicks? That's going to answer your question. Like, pretty much like right there. Okay? Hope that makes sense. I suspect we will not. We will not get a lower wick. So, yep, here we go. This is basically the tweet where I talk about it. You know, I always cringe when I say a wick make a. See, I've always debated with myself. Oh, the wick made a lower low, but the body closed. The body of the candle that closed made a higher low. Which one's which? Now I know. You go with the wick. The wick overrides the candle body, hands down. That's it. You got to go with the wick, not the body. Okay. Okay. Yes, this is today. This is today. The hive. Okay, so this was last night. Okay, see, once again, I wish I would have realized this. This was core PCE, right? Core PCE. It didn't even attempt to backtest the hive. That's how you know the target is nearby. And the target was right here. It was nearby. It didn't even bother backtesting. That tells you what? What does that tell you? It's not going lower. Its target is nearby. If it actually backtested and got rejected, oh yeah. Oh, it's going lower. It's going a lot lower than this. I can tell you I can tell you that right now. But it didn't even try. Okay? Now, look at today's pattern. It bottomed right here. You're gonna see. I'm gonna cover some tweets in a minute that I called this bottom. I said, yeah, it's bottoming right here. And look what's happening now. Higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. This is not impulsive. Yesterday's move, like, that was impulsive. This is not impulsive. So guess what? Look at this pattern overall. Down, 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 bottom, up, up, up. Where are you going, bud? You're going back up here. You're going to take back the hive. That's where you're going. That's exactly where you're going. And the MACD supports that. Look at that. Up, up, above zero, above zero. In extended hours, you're floating above zero. You're floating above zero. You're not going back down. You're floating above zero, going horizontal to the zero line. Because that gives time for the hourly MACD to start to cross, as you saw earlier. See? It, see, made a little notch right there. You'll see tweets in a moment. Made a little notch that locked in the bottom, and then it started going up the rest of the day, closing near session highs. I do believe it has found the bottom of this downtrend, and it has stopped with no coincidence whatsoever. It stopped today at the bottom beneath the hive. It is now in position to consolidate under the hive and take it back. As you saw Wednesday, as you saw Thursday, and as you are in the process of seeing now on Friday today. I do believe that is what is going on. And this is the tweet. 4:07 p.m. Central Time. That would have been 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The markets have already been closed for an hour. I didn't realize we were at the hive until an hour after close today on a Friday. Once I realized what was happening and what had been happening, that's when I was like, that's why everything now fits. All the pieces, these little things that I'm questioning, I'm like, this doesn't look impulsive right here. This doesn't look the same. All the little things I was seeing since Wednesday and Thursday and today, now it makes sense why I did that. Because you're messing around with the hive. Yeah, here's where I'm just saying on Twitter, I can't believe it. I can't believe I totally missed it. Totally missed it. So, just summarizing, no impulsive higher lows today, non-impulsive. I mean, it wasn't just like, oh, it's like a pump, dump, pump kind of formation, is what I mean. Okay. Here's what basically up here, market maker. They planned this all along, guys. This is why the piece fits. It's because you remember even like Wednesday and Thursday. I think it was Thursday yesterday. I'm like, how come you're not back testing? You're not back testing the hive. It was yesterday. I didn't know it was the hive, but now I do. It's because the market maker is intentionally targeting a certain price level. This has not been a true sell off. This whole stupid downfall is not a sell off. It was all planned all along. If it were a sell off, then why has the VIX had to gap up this week? Go back and look at the chart. Huge gap up. And then why, even after today, the VIX, you can't even get over like 22. The VIX is still in the 20s range, lower 20s. That's what I mean. This is not a legitimate sell off. This is completely pre planned by the market makers, and they were using FOMC as justification to do all this bullcrap, pump, dump, pump. All of it. All of it was pre planned. This is not a bona fide sell off because you will notice those red candles get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller throughout the day, not bigger and bigger and bigger. If it was a true sell off, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as more people start to truly panic, right? It's panicking, panic selling. But that never happened the last 2 weeks at all. There was never any panic selling at all. VIX didn't get to 25, 27, 30. That's panic. Nope. Hanging around 21. 21 is some change. So you see now, this is all complete planning and manipulation. Complete. Okay, let's just spend a few minutes. I have just a few slides. This is in the beginning, 8:39 p.m. I just said if it can take back the 396.26 SMA 20 line, at the time it was right here. If it could take it back, I'll scale long. Obviously, we know that didn't happen. Red candle. Okay. Coming down right here at this point in time right here. The MACD is trying to flatten out. Here's where I say it's bottoming. Now remember, I don't realize we're under the hive. Man, I wish I did at the time. At this time, when I was tweeting this, I did not realize we are under the hive. But yet I'm saying, oh yeah, it's bottoming. It's it's bottoming. Okay, because here's what I saw. There we go. I'm looking for the notch, which was oh, would have been like right here. Yeah, right here at the time, ish, something like that. See, so I was close. I'm like, yeah, it's bottoming. Okay, so yeah, it was on this move. It was close to the bottom. I'm scaling long. See, I went long in the morning. Okay, MACD positive cross, RSI higher low and curling up. Okay, so this is consolidation under the blue 39 394.50 right here, right here. Consolidate, consolidate, consolidate. Boom. Okay, it's going to go up when done consolidating. Right? Is that what happened? Yes. Okay, so this is basically in the afternoon now. I just skipped all this because it was basically like garden variety kind of stuff. I will scale out of my AM calls soon. No bearish divergence yet. Oh, I don't know. Like, oh no, this is just from earlier. I it was right up here. Do I have a timestamp on this? Nope. No. Yeah. It was right up here. Okay. So okay, now we just skip to the end right here. That's what this tweet is right there. So now it's on top of SMA 20, which is always bullish. Okay, I'm asking a rhetorical question. Despite a hot core PCE, which came in like 50% above the previous number, 50%, guys, like zero point 0.6 compared to zero point 0.4. Despite a hot core PCE, did y'all look at the daily candle? It looked green with a wick up. Is that a sign we're going to crash? Hot PCE, yet we ended up at session highs and creating higher highs and higher lows despite a hot core PCE. Does that make any sense to you at all? For those of you who love to quote, well, it depends on the news, it depends on the news, it depends on the core PCE. Oh, really? Tell me, how does that square? I don't think you could tell me how it squares because it doesn't. The technicals tell you it's bottomed. The technicals tell you you're at the hive. The technicals tell you you are below the hive and consolidating below the hive now. Nothing to do with core PCE, guys. Nothing at all. That's why I don't watch the news. There is no correlation at all. None at all. Because you can therefore not make the link between a hot core PCE and what you think the Fed is going to do in response to that hot core PCE, can you? Because if the market makers truly believe, ooh, the Fed's going to increase interest rates, then why do we have session highs? Can you tell me that? You can't. Because there's no correlation. Market makers have already made up their mind what they're going to do. Keep an eye on this, although I'm talking about right here. Yep, right here, right here. It's hugging the black channel line, which, yep, it's right here. Here's the black channel line. And it's oscillating to it, right? Like right here, right here, right here, following it, hugging it. That's bullish. Keep in mind, once again, this is all before I realized we were under the hive. I'm making all of these calls not realizing we are under the hive, the single line that starts the first line at the bottom of the entire matrix. So all of these clues now fit. Today was just a calm, steady, upward directional day. And I'm going to end it with this, that next week, let's just watch what happens. I'm not going to make any predictions. Let's just see if 399 gets taken back. And I would say that if it does, oh, I don't think it's just going to hang around 399 too long. I think the move's going to be pretty big. I just don't know the exact sequence by which it's going to happen. I do know that if the market makers intended for us to go lower at the hive, oh, you damn well bet we would have gotten rejected right here. You're damn well bet we would have gotten rejected. Oh, yeah. But from Wednesday, Thursday, and today, we've messed around with the hive. We went under the hive, and we haven't lost the hive. So just think about that. And this pattern that you're seeing right now on your screen that happened today on Friday, no, that's not bearish. That is not bearish. So, despite everything you've seen here, heard, and seen here today, you don't have to take my word for it. If you still think it's going to go down, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You can get puts, you can short it, that's fine. I'm not going to do it. No way. Until I see a clear, conclusive red candle rejection at 399. Until I see that, I'm not shorting the hive. No way. This channel line right here is the basis of the entire matrix lines. All the matrix lines start from the hive. So that is basically all I've got for today. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, where I give real-time tweets intraday. Don't forget to listen to your favorite music while you are trading. Helps you get into the right state of mind and the right flow state. Please give this video a like, share, subscribe, or click to be notified when I release something new. With that, I'm Agent 000, signing off.